My name is Lydie. I am a second-year student. Growing up, I've kind of always been in a position where I was usually the only Black person or the only Black woman. So I feel like I've gotten used to being in that space. When you are kind of the only one, when you look around in the classroom, it can feel like you don't necessarily belong here, even though you've been told all your life that you can make it, that this is what you're meant to do. When you finally show up and see that you're one of the few, it's not the best feeling. But I think that the fact that the school has the Black Student Union and we have this network here that's able to bring us together and kind of form that community, I think is really essential to our progression and just feeling like you're not alone. I think it's hard to kind of explain that to people who haven't been in your shoes. I think a lot of times, even though we are students and we are training to be doctors, we still sometimes have biases that might hinder us from providing the best level of care. It starts with just being honest about the way that we navigate race and the way that we see race and ethnicity in our interactions and in our day-to-day. I think sometimes people are afraid to have those conversations and discuss those topics, but it can be in platforms here at ICO, at an institution where we have opportunities to teach, in some of our communications and ethics types of lecture series. Those I think are a good opening to have those conversations where we can talk about how do we connect with other cultures, what are things that we can do to improve and do better. Both of my parents are actually immigrants from the Congo, so they came here in their mid-20s, and I think that for me just influenced my drive and my desire to be able to go on in my career and make them proud as well. So if I could say anything to my family and to my parents, I would just say, thank you for being my #1 supporters. They continue to inspire me to this day. Even my mom, who recently went back to school to pursue further education and become a nurse practitioner, and my dad, who also works in higher education. Those have been some of my biggest influences and even inspiring me to think big and think in terms of becoming an academic optometrist potentially. It's not something that I particularly talk about with a lot of people, but that's one of my biggest dreams, is to go on into academia as well. My message for future Black ODs is to never doubt yourself and to just know that you belong here in this space just as much as anyone else in the classroom. And also just to know that your patients, they see you and they appreciate you, that you bring a value to the clinic that is special and unique. So to always keep that in mind.